was bringing the volume, not the power, and always counter-striking a little bit. So he needs to kind of step up the aggression a little bit, but he's very dialed. He's very technical.
Shayaan Khokhar is a big dude, and Eric Sims just lifted his chin up over the brow of Shayaan Khokhar, looking down his nose at him.
Definitely some mind games there. The mad coach says, Steven, watching along with us, feel better soon, my brother.
Inside low kick from Eric
kick,
Sims.
That's definitely, Eric's strengths are going to be in the striking in this department here. Shayaan throws a hard kick to the body in response. There's the front kick from Sims. He felt that was high, and could have rode it. I mean, he is a tall boy.
Oh, we're in North Carolina, so there's no head kicks during MMA.
Correct, not in amateur MMA, yes. We have some pro fights tonight where you will see some head kick action, but.
These boys, this is another open stance battle. Khokhar and southpaw, Sims and orthodox. They're fighting over who's going to get the lead hand on top and who's going to get the lead foot to the outside.
There's been a lot of switching in Shayaan's previous bouts. Like he's been a big switch heavy guy and almost like that dominant Cruz style stepping. Oh. But it seems like he's really digging the southpaw stance, and he's staying there a little bit more and a little bit longer, which I like as well.
He's winning a few of these. He's winning on the foot. He's not won with the hand yet.
Yeah, I agree. He's finding the body kick, and that's what's...
I'm speaking about the positional battle orthodox. So they're trying to do two things. They're trying to get their foot to the outside and trying to get their hand on top. Shayaan's been able to get his foot to the outside. He hasn't been able to get his hand on top yet, but he switches back to orthodox now. You mentioned earlier that he switches stance. He switches to orthodox, which is going to make the jab.
His previous fights.
He's going to make the jab and the outside low kick more of a weapon. Now he's back to southpaw.
If I could say something about his earliest fights in his career, his kickboxing matches, I'd say that there was a lot of what I would call empty movement. There's not a lot anymore, and as you get older, you have to kind of dial that down. You have to dial down the wasted energy. So I think that's something that looks better in the judges' eyes too. And you see his little subtle switch there from Shayaan.
Yeah, trying to bring that right kick to bear. Eric Sims feigning the right kick.
Yeah, Eric Sims is doing a great job with the low kicks.
Some of that left hand got through on Sims just now.
Yeah.
Some of the Shayaan Khokhar threw a left hand that was partially blocked. Flurry of punches.
Shayaan's not in a hurry to implement the grappling. He looks like he's doing fine with the kickboxing. He's liking the kickboxing. Eric shook that arm out after that kick.
Yeah, and he hit it again, and now he's holding it lower. There's the left hand lands.
Hey, and there's the body lock, double unders for Shayaan Khokhar. Very nice on the defense is Sims. He's immediate with the defense. He tries to dig in, but look, he can't get the full bicep in, so now he's effectively trapped his own arm here. He's trying to dig in now, and he's trying
to figure out whether I do
he's
I
got to
pull it
bump
out.
his chest. You bridge with your chest instead of your hips.
His right arm.
He's pushing in. He's going to get the double under here, and the defense is there
hard knee.
for Sims. He's going to push away. He's going to try to strike on the break, and I told you that's an area where he's very confident, and he's a long guy. He can get you from further away than most people.
Yeah, striking when you have that reach advantage and you strike on the break, people will let go of the break and they'll be chilling. They'll relax. They'll drop their hands. They'll take a deep breath in. They'll think the fight's over. The exchange is over. Wow, tense round. Something bad is going to happen, Dylan.
If it plays, ooh, that's an omen right there. For Sims, yeah, when he was able to use his reach to his advantage and strike on the break and set the terms of the break, he did incredible. And I think the leg kicks are working for him too. He could probably go for a calf kick or something a little bit more. Shayaan's having success with the jab up top, which has always been a fast and good punch for him. I don't exactly know if that's like the game plan. We saw when the grappling presented itself, when Eric really went high, invested high, he dropped for the level change to the double leg. And it's very easy to take people down when they're punching typically, but because Eric's so tall, you're gonna have to wrap him a little lower than the average guy. You have to get around his knees, not his butt.
Yeah.
He was able to base out really easily there. And what I talked about in the last fight, he was able to kind of immediately show me that that's at least been talked about.
Back out to the middle they are. Shayaan Khokhar and southpaw, Eric Sims orthodox. Oh, Shayaan throws a left in the middle of that flurry.
It looked almost like Sims was thinking about entering in on the shot.
He
and I think that would be pretty interesting.
It looked like he was pressing to a body lock and changed levels.
Oh, now Shayaan's feinting the level change. And Sims throwing with a little bit more ill intent now.
Sims is lifting his chin in the air when he throws these combinations. Changes levels.
Shayaan's in on the double leg. He reaches for the low single. Eric's doing a great job on the defense. He's constantly looking to pummel in, but now Shayaan's got deep chest-to-chest connection on the double unders. And this is going to be tough to break out of, but it's also a little tough to take a guy down off the fence from here.
Hard
nice
knee.
Shot.
Using his head to stand Eric Sims up tall and then sending the knee in.
You can hear the corner of Sims say you don't really need to worry because he doesn't have anything from here, and most guys don't. Some guys will take the risk of lat dropping you. Shayaan's not going to do that. It's tough to immediately go for a takedown from here, but what does happen is you often create the opportunity for the body lock to turn into a back body lock or the knees, and they're going to pull them off here.
The corner's drawing back and forth about whether or not they were low.
That's not the guy you want to draw back and forth with, let me tell you.
Well, I guarantee it won't be productive.
Because he's gonna escalate it. He's not gonna not say something. The corners between ground control, elevate, having some words, the fighters having respect.
Yeah.
Eric Sims hits a great shot there with that hook, but it doesn't get all the stink that he wants on there.
Shayaan Khokhar is getting that left through on Eric's block quite a few times.
Eric hit him hard there. They both traded. I think he came out ahead. Now Shayaan's shooting.
And Eric defends and swings at him as he defends. Eric is
calling him forward.
Oh, hard shot from both men.
Sims is reaching now. He's got the range dialed in a little bit better. He's finding Shayaan's chin.
Yeah, and Eric is content to trade. When they trade shots, it favors Eric, and the shots have become, the grappling attempts from Khokhar have become predictable, and Eric Sims has hit the shuffle and is feeling himself.
That's interesting. That's normally something that Shayaan does in a lot of his fights. I wonder if he like to showing some tape study. Oh, he hurt Shayaan. Shayaan's hurt bad.
He's swinging wild
51
now.
seconds remains. Eric Sims is bloodthirsty. He's trying to finish him here.
Wild swings from Eric Sims don't get the job done.
Shayaan's wide-eyed. Sims looking for one big one.
Yeah, perhaps. Oh,
there's a
nice
jab.
stiff
That one
jab.
hurt bad.
Both men in the southpaw stance. And another right hand.
That one was on the block.
Eric Sims from southpaw. He's putting his right hand in the front and smashing it into the face.
Yeah, his reach is giving Shayaan fits.
Yeah. Oh, hard high kick. Head kick from Shayaan Khokhar, illegal in amateur MMA in North Carolina. The corner.
I mean, he threw one first. He threw one in the first round.
The first one.
I mean, are you training the guys to fight, or are you training them to win fights in North Carolina only, is the question I'm going to ask. If you're mad that he didn't defend himself from a head kick, is he planning on going pro? Is he planning on fighting somewhere else?
The corner.
Anywhere else where they have real rules for MMA?
The corner loudly complaining.
Hey,
and
look, I told
Eric
you.
Sims telling his corner to calm down and be quiet.
I told you there would be some bias, but even if I wasn't associated with this team, I'd still be saying the same thing, because that's like not the way you want it. I don't want to hear anybody talk like that on the broadcast.
Gosh, it has to be difficult. I can't possibly relate. It has got to be difficult to remember to not throw head kicks if that's part of your game. I can't. I want to head kick you right now. I kind of want to throw one.
That's what your training is telling you to do.
I just feel like I want to throw one.
That's what your training tells you to do.
This left one.
Yeah.
I kind of want to throw the right one at him.
I mean,
I want to throw a head kick right now. I can't imagine.
Every time we're in here, we're put in a situation where we feel like we got to head kick somebody, but you know,
I probably don't go 10 minutes.
I want to say that in the last couple of fights for MMA that I've seen Shayaan, and there's been some success, and then there's been a road bump, and after the bump in the road, it's been very hard to get him back like into it, like the confidence-wise. It seemed like a lot of the confidence maybe fading. It's really important that he comes back out a new man in this third round, because at the end of that second round, it looked like he was surviving more so than thriving.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still blinking the cobwebs away. He's still doing those long, big blinks, eyes wide open. But I think Sims is taking quite a bit of punishment as well. the two-touch gloves, and we've now reversed the stances. Khokhar is an orthodox and Sims is a southpaw.
Sims is swinging for the fences.
Stiff that.
He is finding some success on the punches, and he's throwing more. He's throwing he's throwing combinations instead of one big one like some of the last round. He was just looking for one big strike.
Those
gives up a body lock.
Those shots are.
Sims whips him around,
using that whizzer to turn him into the fence.
And there needs to be some urgency to get the fight to the ground by Shayaan, but not at the cost of being in a situation like this.
Eric Sims curves that knee in there. Shayaan Khokhar tries to circle off the fence, but Sims keeps him pressed against there, using his chest, shoulder, and that left side underhook.
It's very hard to do that when you don't put your knee up the middle. And once again, we're seeing what I was talking about with some of the reactions. They're not incredible jiu-jitsu reactions right now. Shayaan has the hands locked low, so he can kind of take his time here. That's not the route you want to go with a taller guy. Like I said, you got to get lower. He's actually giving the power back to Eric there by trying to go high. He should level change and go around the knees. The taller guys have an easier time basing their legs out.
Shayaan Khokhar content now to press Sims against the fence and knee the thighs. And he has worked himself into a bit of a front headlock situation.
No, he's fine. He's keeping the neck kind of across the chest. As long as Eric needs to stuff the head more to the outside, and he probably actually could get a nice front headlock set up here. Shayaan stepping to the outside. He's really working hard for this takedown. He's on the high crotch now.
Eric Sims too long, too strong.
He's very tall.
Too down to get the friction on. Hard knee to the inside thigh.
He's got I don't think he should look for the underhook on his far side because he's actually doing very well with the overhook whizzer. It's actually giving him a lot of space to work with.
Yeah, especially with Khokhar's hands, linked on his
around one leg.
Yeah,
yes,
around one leg.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now if he gets taken over to the side, he has that whizzer in place. Same thing here. Now the head's so far outside that he actually can look at a nice choke.
Eric Sims working on that. Working with that overhook and then trying to fight his right hand in. Eric punching off the break as usual. Hard shots off the break. Shayaan calling him on while wobbled. Shayaan Khokhar holding that poker face till the end.
Yeah, and that's the kind of fight that the judges will have a hard time scoring.
Yeah, it's difficult.
But one guy was against the fence for 90% of the round. But those significant strikes, they're significant for a reason. And damage is the name of the game. And once again, Shayaan, the narrative of Shayaan's fight is he's a guy in a close fight, but it's so close that, you can't really tell.
Yeah, that was very close, very hard to score. It depends on what do you count.
I think it's very possible he doesn't get the nod here.
Yeah, I think this stylistic matchup, and as close as this was, these two men, I don't know that this decision is going to mean much because, Shayaan Khokhar got rocked quite a few times, but so did Sims. So Sims got hurt real bad by a lot of those shots. We had the foul from Khokhar. This could easily go either way.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a large piece of the pie of that last round, the cage control. Shayaan was working the whole time for a takedown, but Eric was neutralizing the threat of the takedown. But if you view the wall the same way you view the mat, there was one guy who was in control and one guy who wasn't. But damage is the first in the scoring criteria in most states.
Yeah, and Sims did have that flurry at the end of the round, in which he definitely did some damage. Despite Khokhar's attempts to pretend that it
he hit a decent shot on the break on the exit, but it wasn't as hard as Eric landed 3 or 4 good ones.
And we have a decision from the judges, with your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Eric Sims.
Yeah. If he would have got him down in that last round, if that takedown would have materialized into something, I do think it would have went Shayaan's way. But it just wasn't a wide enough margin of success to differentiate the round to a lot of laymen. And a lot of the judges are laymen. They don't like to see somebody go for a single technique, for half a round and not get it. If they don't get it, they kind of view that as the other guy beating you, even if you're like in mount, for instance, I imagine.
Yeah, it's sort of subjective how you qualify. Like, it's like being on top. If you're on top, you're winning, right? But what if you're on top of Jacob Pius? Are you winning? Are you really? You could argue.
Who's imposing their will, right?
What if
and in my opinion, neither guy got to that point in the fight. Eric was doing damage.
No.
But neither guy got to the point where they were one-way traffic about to end the fight.
No.
It was
they were both busy bees.